am Vaibhav, Assistant Director, Indirect Taxation, MBG Corporate Advisory. Today I am going to discuss on one of the latest notification on CAROTAR 2020, Custom Administration Rules of Origin under Trade Agreements 2020. Today we are going to discuss on the reasons of introduction of CAROTAR 2020, the procedural impact and the implications of CAROTAR 2020. So it has been observed that imports under free trade agreements are on its rise. Free trade agreements and preferential trade agreements are agreements between two nations to conclude the trades at a preferential rate of custom duty. And it has been also observed that there are undue claims of FTA benefits have been posed a threat to the domestic industry in India. It is sometimes flouted by the importers to wrongly claim that a particular import is originating from a FTA partner country so as to pocket the benefits of FTA. Basically, there are three kinds of frauds which have been observed by the Government of India. Firstly is a transshipment fraud. Under transshipment fraud, the goods are being produced at one of the country X and it is exported to the country Y, which is a trading partner of India. And finally, the goods are exported to the Indian country with the FTA benefits. Another fraud observed by the government is the assembly fraud, where the goods are transported from a Y country to X country, which is a trading partner, and the goods are assembled at the country Y, and the finally goods are transported to India with FTA benefits. Another fraud which is observed are the COO frauds, certificate of origin frauds. Basically, the certificate of origins are manually tampered and altered with the signatures of authorized signatory. So all these frauds have caused a threat to the domestic market in India. Such imports require stringent checks to curb misuse of FTA provisions. Accordingly, the steps are being taken by the government to crack down such frauds. Rework on the rules of origin of provisions. ROR determines whether enough additions took place in the FTA partner country and the import are being made from the country, the originating country, that is the FTA partner country. The government has came out with the norms for enforcement of rules of origin, provisions for allowing preferential rate of custom duty, and making a balance to check that FTA provisions are not misused by the unscrupulous importers, and their use should be properly made by the legitimate businesses and the legitimate importers. So basically, the Department of Revenue has notified the Custom Administration Rules of Origin under Trade Agreements 2020, which came into force in September 21, 2020. Now, the importers claiming FTA benefits requires various documents and details from the vendors at the time of importation of goods. And FTA should work with their vendors to ensure the compliance with the CAROTAR. The importers are now required to make specific declarations in terms of goods meeting the rules of origin. Additional information is required to be furnished under Form 1 while filing BOE during importation of goods from another country, from the trade partner country. The custom authorities can outrightly deny the FTA benefits if the following conditions are there. Like if you have incorrect tariff entry head, and in case of incomplete descriptions of tariff, or unauthorized alteration in COO, or there is expired certificate of origin. In case of goods are not meeting the origin criteria, Indian custom authorities may reject the FTA claims on the identical goods which are imported earlier as well. However, the goods can be released on provisionally upon furnishing of security or bond. Businesses currently importing the goods under FTA benefit should be able to arrange requisite details from the supplier in respect of regional value addition, details of origin, etc. to avoid complications during import. So basically, in summing up, what are the important implications for the importers are they have to collate a lot of documents from the suppliers. They have to make their internal systems to be updated with the new amendment, and they have to change the contractual contracts with the supplier and meet the contractual informations. They have to enter into contractual indemnification clause as well. So hope you like this information. In case you want more details, you can contact us at the official email ID. Thanks a lot.